What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the Monday stream. Oh, cool. There's a bunch of you guys in here waiting. Motivation Monday. I love it. I love it. So many live streams, says Bucks. I know. There's so many live streams. It's true. We have a ton. Oh, yeah. You know what, guys? I think we can go. Is there like an overlay we can do here? Feels like we can. Feels like we can do that. Let's see if we've got one. Boom. Nerds and Suits live. Love that. All right. So it's Monday. We're live. We're here. Look at all this love in the chat here. Let's read off some names. I see Charlotte Gherkin. I see Chris Wordburn. I see Patricia Carrasco, John Lestrina, Brandy Parker, Kay Wolf, Partis Jessa Dawson, and Nikki Therese, Lucas Shashek, Ren Buckingham, Jake Yakavetta, Dr. Megs. I see Cole Love Stories, Danny Cost. I see Sergio Vera Jr. God, so many good names. I want to just start doing all the call signs. But ATH Media, got Kelly in here, Kelly W, Patricia Metz. Not only do we have a lot of good people in here, but we also have a lot of people that have sweet, sweet goals. Cornelius Jones, what's up? Kevin Merton, good group. It's a good group. All right, so Monday night stream. What's new? What's going on? What's up, Joseph Boros? How you doing? There's fun stuff going on. There's cool stuff going on in my world. I know I'm competing with a few streams. I know there's a few people doing stuff. Tim Miller. You know, one of the coolest things about this stream and the names I'm seeing in the chat here is that a lot of the names I'm seeing in the chat here are all names that have been sending in resolutions and goals. That's one very particular aspect of what we're doing on Nerds and Suits here that is really special to me and is making a big difference. Chris Woodburn would like to ask, hey, Ben, what do you know about knowing about stuff? Well, my friend, maybe not that much. I don't know, but I'm working on it. Also, just a quick reminder to everybody here, Streamlabs Super Chats are open in case anybody does want to ask any questions or share anything. But we're going to do a bunch of cool stuff tonight on the show. We have updates. I have updates for you guys on some of the Nerds and Suits stuff. I've got updates for you guys with music. I've got updates for you guys with the covers. I've got updates for you guys with a great conversation. I've got updates for you guys with goal setting. I want to check in with you guys with how you're doing with your goal setting, and I want to do a little bit of my own. I want to kind of share with you guys where I'm at. That's sort of one of the main things that I want to focus on. The other thing I'm going to do while we're on stream tonight is, do you see these here? These are printed out Magic cards. They're on paper. They're nice, solid, good color. And tonight I'm doing a stream right after this. I'm doing a stream, competitive EDH gameplay stream over on the Masters of Modern YouTube, and it'll be on Alex Kessler, my co-host's Twitch channel. And I had to print out all these cards because a lot of them I don't have, and it's just simpler to just print them out instead of like trying to use half of what you have and then half of what you don't have. So because I need to do this, I'm going to also cut these out while I talk to you guys. I probably won't do it for the whole time, but it does feel like a pretty good multitasking way. So let's start off easy, guys. How's everybody feeling? How are you guys feeling? We're now in about to end July. So we're March, April, May, June, and July. We're 5 months almost. We're almost 5 months into this thing. We're going to be in our 6th month of COVID pretty soon. Summer is getting to an end. We're getting into the last bit of it. I know the question of how's everybody doing is kind of a loose question, obviously, because like people are probably doing all levels of good and bad, you know. But I do think it's important to note that now that we're just sort of living in this thing, now that we're all just this is a thing that is happening and there's no escaping it. We're all gonna have to live through it together. It's worthwhile to ask that question. How's everybody holding up? You know, like what's the good in your life? What's the bad? Did you guys feel motivated? Did you feel depressed? You know, did anything happy happen to you? I can tell you guys that from my end, I had a moment yesterday where I was sitting, eating some breakfast, brunch, we'll call it. I was having brunch. It was like 2:30. I had like an afternoon thing, and I ordered like a chicken sandwich. It was a fucking amazing chicken sandwich. I have to tell you guys. There's a spot I've been going to a lot called Margot's. It's over in Santa Monica, and they have outdoor seating, which is really nice. And I can sit at a table that's outside, that's like way kind of down the way. It's like way away from people, which is great. And I've ordered a lot of what they have now, but so I tried their this crispy chicken sandwich for the first time. And it was fucking great. Like a lot of like chipotle, aioli, mayo type of stuff on there. Some good crunch, a big hunkin' piece of white, like white meat. It just was fucking great. Honestly, it was just really, really good. But so I did that, and I was sitting there, and I was drinking my coffee, and I was eating my sandwich, and I kind of had like a moment of like, it's kind of a happy moment. I feel optimistic. I feel cheerful, which is nice considering I've definitely been having kind of a tough time. Definitely, some days are better than other days, but it hasn't been the best time. But that was kind of one of those moments of like, I've been doing like a lot of things in my life recently to try to take a little bit more, take a little bit more responsibility for, I think, some of my shortcomings. That's what a lot of the goal setting we've been doing on here is about. And I've been working really hard at stuff, whether it's like streaming more and trying to build my Twitch presence, or it's, doing music, new projects. And it was just sort of nice to be in a moment where I was like, this is a lazy Sunday afternoon. This is an unproductive day. I like definitely didn't work out. I like definitely just sort of lazed around for a lot of the day, but it didn't matter. It was something about just the way that I felt. And I was like, this is a nice moment of contentment. And I think it's important to appreciate those moments of contentment when you have them. They matter a lot. So let's say a couple more hellos in here. Looks like we got about 30 some odd guys watching, people watching. Would you guys all mind hitting the thumbs up button? If you wouldn't mind, it'd be really cool of you. I would appreciate it. Let's say a few more hellos. I see Douglas Emmett in here. One of my favorites. Call sign Quailman. Douglas Emmett. The fucking best. That's one of the best call signs we've ever come up with. Call sign Quailman. Like, that's like as good as it gets. What else is going on in here? Yeah, Jake, I did see you posted about losing a friend. I'm really, really sorry to hear that, man. And I see that Chris has said something about it as well. Condolences, my friend. Kyle Coppin in here. K-Wolf. Work was rough today, but looking forward to the stream help. That's cool. I'm really glad. Yeah, I think I want to ask you guys kind of a little bit here. How you're all feeling about the goal setting, because in a second here I'm gonna get to how I've been doing with it, and I'm gonna get to some of you guys and how you've all been doing. Because in this chat right here, I feel like I've got 15 or 20 of you in here that have all sent goals. Do you realize that, guys? That's how quickly this idea caught on, which I think was really telling for me of just how helpful this was going to be for people. I know a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you guys really well. I feel like I've gotten to like really hang out with you guys, and a lot of you guys that are in here are generals, or if you're not generals in the Action Army, you're longtime supporters of the Patreon, or you're just, if you're not patrons, you're just like longtime interacting fans. So one way or another, whether it's, Lucas Shashek to Chris Michael Woodburn, in this chat, I've interacted with like everyone. And what's really, really cool about that is that I kind of know you guys now. So when you tell me you have something you want to do, in some cases, it kind of resonates with me. Like, I know your personality. So I'm like, oh, that's helpful. That's a good idea. That's really cool. I think that's fitting. And so in that sense, when I told you guys I was going to do this and I wanted you to send in some stuff, honestly, there was the first week we got 8 or 9 people that sent in a goal. Last week, when I announced it again, there was 10 more. We've got over 20 people now, 20 of you, who are sending in your goals. And that's patrons. So over at patreon.com/nerdsinsuits. And what I did is I opened it up to patrons at any level. So, I mean, the lowest level of patron that we have on Nerds and Suits is a $5 patron. And the reason I did that is because over on Action, we've had a 1 and a 2 and a 5 for years. And I feel like I really wanted to make sure that if anybody was going to jump over and join Nerds and Suits, it wasn't just because they saw their friend Ben and they wanted to support him. Because I totally appreciate that, but your money is important to you. And if you want to support what we're doing in Nerds and Suits, it feels like I want it to be a conscious commitment, because I know a lot of people throw $1, $2 at like 10, 12 different patrons as sort of a show of support. And I am so appreciative of that, but I would rather have people just kind of hanging out and interacting than asking for that kind of support. So that was why I did the $5. That being said, I have opened up the idea that if anybody does want to do this goal setting thing with me, you can become a patron at any level. Even if you wanted to send in $1 a month, just to have a 30-day challenge, for $1, I'll check in with you every Monday and see what your goal is. And I think, that's definitely something I'm trying to honor and making sure I'm staying on top of everybody. So I sent out check-ins to every single one of you that had goals this afternoon to see how you're doing on your goals. And I definitely it's an interesting place to be because I actually feel like you guys talk about looking forward to this stream because it's going to motivate you. I look forward to this stream because it motivates me because I don't want to show up and talk to you guys and be like, yeah, I set all these goals for myself, but I blew it. So, yeah, it's a good reminder for anybody here. You know, if you guys are interested in becoming patrons, if you're not already patrons, you go check it out. And I am going to give some Patreon updates kind of to some of the tiers and some of the stuff we're doing. So as I cut this Ad Nauseam and this Yawgmoth's Will, two very powerful cards, and this Windfall, man, this deck is going to be brutal. What's going on with me is I have now set 4 goals. Today was my 4th one. So week number 1, as you guys know, before we introduced the NIS Endurance, as we're all building. Right now, the NIS Endurance is under construction, but you know, there's some strong positions as we kind of get this thing figured out. There's some great growth here. I got a super chat from Patricia Metz. Doing good with first goal. No late night eating. I made homemade chicken noodle soup for tomorrow. New goal: simply drink more water. Patricia, that's a great goal. Drink more water is one that I think all of us could use. I drink too much coffee. I drink Diet Coke and all kinds of stuff. I tend to not drink enough water, and that is a really good one. I think for your skin, for your head, for your energy, drinking a lot of water is really important. So actually, that's probably a good one for me to think about for the future. But I appreciate your goal there, Patricia. You have been sticking with your goals. That's the first shout out I'll do tonight. Is congratulations to you, the no late night eating goal. And one of the ones that I really, really liked about what you did, Patricia, is you set the goal, and within a day or two, you realized you had to adjust the timing, the framework of the time you set, because it didn't work for you. You were ambitious with the first one, but you had to figure out a way to make it work. And I think it's really important to remember, guys, just because you set a goal for yourself doesn't mean that after 4 or 5 days, if you're finding it's not working, it's not getting you what you want, or you're setting yourself up to fail, you can't adjust it. It's the same thing when you miss a day. Don't think because you have a 30-day goal and you need to hit all 30 days that if you do 26, you've failed. You haven't. You definitely haven't failed. You were consciously aware of the days that you missed. You were super aware of the days that you made, and it made you feel awesome. I mean, I wish I could show you guys my my whiteboard over here. You know what? I should show it to you guys because I feel like you'd appreciate this. So give me a second here, guys. I'll pull it off the wall so I can kind of show you what I've been doing. Hang on 1 minute. I just want to make sure I remember how to, because I don't want you to be able to see me walking around with. Well, I am wearing pants. Actually, you guys can see them. I'm wearing shorts. I don't know why I was gonna mute the camera or close the camera here. Let me grab the board so I can show you guys what I've been doing. All right, so yeah, if you don't get all the days, you know, it is what it is, right? There's more to be done. But so here's where we're at. This is the board I've been using. Let me see if I can give you guys a good visual of it. So lower it here. All right, so you probably can't see all the specifics, but what you can probably see is I've got 3 colors. It's color coded, and I've got the goals up top. You can't see them. They're up here. I kind of listed them across the top. But so you can see on the very first week, you know, it's just a blue line, check mark. Second one, blue and green with a check mark. You know, the third one where you got the red in there. And then this last one, you know, I just added the black. And kind of the whole idea is that I have something on the wall to look at to kind of keep me motivated so that it's like, you know what? If I'm hitting the goals, I can put the stripe, I can the check mark, the whole thing, you know, whatever. Call me A-type. I don't know what you want to call me. But the point is, I put it up so that I would have the ability to look at it every single day in the kitchen when I'm cooking. I can look over and I can figure out, okay, you know what? I did it. I did it. And yeah, it's a huge board. I agree, Chris. So the first week, the first goal was no delivery for 30 days. No food delivery. I was not going to order any food delivery. It felt like it was important to stick to it. I am so far on Monday of week 3. So we're 22 days now into, this will be day 22 of no food delivery. So we're in the home stretch now of the first goal, which has actually been really helpful. I've been cooking more. I've been cooking more, which has felt really good. And specifically at night, when I'm hanging out and I'm watching a movie and I start to get that, I'm hungry, I want to eat, I don't order a pizza. I don't do it. And I love pizza, but, and I've eaten pizza. I went and got pizza the other night for dinner, but I had to go get it. I had to consciously go get it. I couldn't lazily just order whatever I wanted. And I haven't ordered expensive dinners when I've been on the couch and I've just been like, I don't feel like doing anything tonight. I haven't let myself do it. And I definitely have tons of snacks in the house, and I've gone through a lot of them, and probably haven't lost nearly as much weight as I would if I hadn't bought like not great for me snacks, but whatever. That was the point. The point was I set one goal, a specific goal, and I was going to see how it worked. So I stuck with it. That's the first one. The second one is a workout goal that I'm doing with my brother and sister. It's, 4 days a week of working out at home. It's pretty simple stuff. It's like push-ups, crunches, squats, stuff like that, the kind of stuff that a trainer would start you with. And the three of us are doing it. My sister lives in Brooklyn. My brother lives in Seattle. We're on a text thread. So we do the same workouts each of the days, and we check in with each other. We on the text thread. The thing I added to it was stretching every day, because with my back surgery, it's very important to keep stretching. And so, that was, and then the third goal was a Schmodown goal, kind of a preparation goal, which I don't want to share the specifics of on here, just only because you guys know I'm a psycho like that. But I can tell you that I'm doing it. So I am 15 days into the stretching and workout goal. I haven't missed a day there. I'm 22 days into the delivery goal. Haven't missed a day there. I got a little lax on the Schmodown goals over the week, and I don't feel great about it. I specifically missed on Saturday. And that doesn't feel awesome. I hate the fact that I have one slot on one of these goals on this board that's empty, but it was like, you know what? It is what it is. I have to just accept it. But I have to say then, like yesterday, I didn't stick with the system that I'd put in place for myself. I did something else. And then today I haven't done the studying yet, and I've got to do this magic stream after, so I got to make sure I do it before bed, and like I get tired at night. So the Schmodown one has been a little more of a struggle for me, honestly, but I am sticking with it, and I am still going to make sure that I get as far on it as I can out of the 30. I'm going to seriously try to redeem myself. And so today, the newest one that I've come up with, and I really like this one. This is maybe one that I encourage you guys to think about, just because I think that this could really be a good one for any of you guys that are interested in trying this out. So we've all got to-do lists. Everybody, whether it's in your head or it's actually on paper, we all have like that stuff we have to take care of. And I don't mean like work stuff. When you have like a job, go to work, take a shower. That's not a to-do list. That's just shit that you have to do. Otherwise your life suffers. But I'm talking like renew your DMV registration, pay your taxes, whether it's like, send that email that you needed to send to your old job to let them know something, whatever. Like there's 100 things, right? And so last night I was like, okay, what if for 30 days, every day, I made sure I was checking one thing off the list at least? Not necessarily like one big thing, but something every single day. And I made sure that some days if I did like 3 or I did 5, doesn't matter, still do at least one the next day. So that way at the end of 30 days, that bare minimum 30 of the things that you thought of at the beginning of the month are going to be done, at least. And if you're lucky, at the end of 30, you'll keep going because it feels so good every day to know that you checked some things off the list. Now start to think about any of these 30-day goals that we're setting. You start to think about the end of a year. If you were to do this for 52 weeks, like I'm planning on ending up doing it for, about 45 weeks. But if you think about the way you would feel and the way your life might feel at the end of a year, if you were to stick to this idea, think about all the habits you would have brought into your life. Think about all the bad habits you would have broken. That's sort of the whole idea behind the goal setting. So I feel really excited by it. Today, I've already taken care of a couple of the things on the list. And so that's the big one. That's the big one I'm definitely going to do. I feel like it'll be a really, really, really positive one to add to the list. And so that is the last of the initial 30-day goals, because obviously at the end of next Tuesday, you guys are going to talk to me on Monday on day 29, next stream, and I'll have set a new goal, the 5th one. I'll be a day removed from finishing, or a day short of finishing the delivery goal, but as soon as that one's done, the first of the 4 initial ones are out of the way. And remember, that's how you guarantee yourself a seat on the endurance. The NIS endurance, the concept here, and we have to figure out how it works, but it's 4 simultaneous goals, completing all 4 of them. Once you complete all 4 of them, you guarantee yourself a spot on the endurance. And so I right now, I don't get my spot on the endurance. I don't get the captain's seat. I'm just a crewman, just like everyone else, just waiting for the thing to be, done with its construction so we can all get on together. So we're halfway joking here, but I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to start to. I want to like commission artwork so we can get artwork to see what the endurance actually looks like. I think that'd be sweet. But yeah, that's the 4th one. It's the to-do list. So I'm going. I'm doing the damn thing. I'm excited about it. Now I want to kind of check in and see what some of you guys have been doing. Give some shout outs. So currently let's see. Looks like we've got 2 through. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We have 22 people who are sending in their goals right now. And so far, every single one of you has managed to hit your goals. I'm keeping track of it now on a spreadsheet so I can make sure I've got you guys all in here. I have new goals that have been coming in from all you guys. There's 12 messages here that I've gotten on Patreon. I got to go make sure, make sure that I'm sticking with it. But really, really excited to see everybody doing such a good job. Like, big responses. I have to go in and read everything just because, there's real responses here. I'm asking you guys about your actual life and things that matter and things that you're doing that are important. And so I want to make sure I read everything. For instance, Lucas Shashek here, let me know he's been with it. He's sticking with the goal. Missed one day, but he's back at it. And I think, again, I want to make it so clear to you guys how important it is to know that it is really okay to miss a day. You obviously don't set out to miss a day, but if you miss one, you miss 2, just make sure you get back on track. Make sure you recommit to it. It's never too late, and you'll still feel accomplished if you get most of it done. So that is my piece of advice. But I'm going to shout out everybody here. Make sure you guys all get your due as doing this thing. I love to see it and getting new goals, new messages from everybody. We have another super chat here that just came in, I think. Did it pop up on the screen here? Yep, Charlotte Gherkin. Well, we'll be the best dressed crew in the stars. Yes, we will. Yes, we will, Charlotte. So yeah, give me a second here, guys. Just got to take a quick second to just cut out this chain of vapor, this brainstorm, and this counterspell. It's going to be some good magic tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just a reminder for everybody here, if you guys are watching for the first time, you haven't already hit subscribe, to hit that subscribe button. And to anybody here, by the way, not necessarily that I think that all of you guys that are watching this are totally rock and roll on Twitch. I am doing the Twitch thing. That's the thing I started doing. I satisfied all the requirements to hit Twitch affiliate this last week. I streamed a bunch so that I could make sure I got there, and I did qualify for Twitch affiliate, but for some reason it's still listing my days as not having done 7 out of 7 when it shows in my history I have 9, so I might have to do one more. I'm not totally sure, but go to twitch.tv/Ben Bateman streaming. I'm doing Magic on there at least once a week, and I'm also streaming music at least once a week. Right now the plan is Magic on Wednesday nights, music on Friday nights. With how much I've been enjoying doing Magic, I think I'll probably stream more often than that. I just really like the Twitch system. I just really enjoy it. I've enjoyed getting used to it, and Eric Frederick asked me, how do I feel about Pact of Negation returning in the next set? I mean, Pact of Negation is a great, great, great fucking card. Love that card. Dean Morgan, Ben, you have a great Twitch, even though I know nothing about Magic. Thanks, Dean. Yeah, it's. I was laughing about this with my co-hosts today, that you guys watching on Twitch, you saw how passionately I hate playing against the Goblins deck in Historic. It's like such a pain in the ass. And I like so much so that I've been like building the deck specifically in the main deck to be able to beat it, when normally like you bring in substitution cards in game 2 to beat it. And so every time I play against it, I get so passionate that like when anything bad now happens in the stream, people in the chat are like, yeah, fuck goblins, man, which like is really, really funny. And my co-hosts were cracking up about that. But you guys have been really 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 fun to have in there. And so yeah, if you guys are on the fringe, it looks like Jeff Alterman here just saying, haven't played Magic in years. I wonder how easy I could relearn it. You can relearn it really easily, Jeff. You're a very smart dude, and it's free to start on Arena, and it's really 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 fun. It's a well designed game. I've really been enjoying it, so I highly recommend it. They're doing a good job with it. They're doing a good job, designing it and updating it. But yeah, go to twitch.tv/Ben Bateman streaming. I guess I could put that in the chat here. That's a thing I could do, right? Yeah, let's see, twitch.tv/Ben Bateman streaming. Oh, but don't I have to do something to make it a hyperlink or something like that? Right? Yeah, that's just, you can just copy it. Just copy it out of the chat there, guys. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. But yeah, in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about your goals, guys. A few people I wanted to shout out. So 5-star general in the Action Army and Infinity Nerd here in the Nerd Network, Trevor Fast. That's a big time salute, and a tie straight to you, Trevor. Really admirable goals, writing goals, some personal life stuff that Trevor has been sending me that he's interested in doing here, which I didn't chat with him about sharing it all, so I'm going to kind of keep between us. But I really have appreciated the honesty with which Trevor has been sharing about his goals and kind of what he wants to do, and I love it, and he's been sticking with it, so that's really really cool. So big congratulations to you, Trevor. Tony Helm here has responded. He's rock and roll. He's sticking with the goal here, so congrats to you, Tony. Let me just make sure here. I do want to make sure that any responses I got from people. Yeah, so Tony, I haven't, a lot of you guys, about half you guys I've gotten to talk to ask if it's okay to share your goals. About half of you I haven't. So, but I do want to give a shout out to Tony Helm there. Big one. Tim Miller, who's checking in today. He's adding a third goal, which I love that. He's been sticking with it. There's yoga, there's some rehab in there. So that's great, Tim. Thank you so much for checking in there. Sergio Vera, Sidewinder, Calcite Sidewinder, doing the intermittent fasting thing, which a couple people actually, there's more than one person in here is doing it. And I've actually always been curious to check out the intermittent fasting thing. Drew's done it in the past. I know it works really well for people, so I'm glad to see that Sergio's been sticking with it. PLD, he's trying to do a walking 1 mile a day goal, which is similar to Pardis Jessadawson's goal. Obviously, both general 5-star general and general here in the Action Army, as well as valued nerds here in the Nerd Network for Patreon. Party J, who's doing the walking, and PLD, who's doing the walking as well. So big salute to you guys. Congratulations. Patricia, we just shared a second ago. Patricia's obviously doing the no late night eating. Nikki Therese sticking with it. She's, I'm not going to share all of her goals here because, again, I haven't checked with Nikki about sharing them, or if I have, I don't have it in front of me. I don't want to make that mistake. But she's been sticking with her goals, which I appreciate. If you haven't checked out Nikki on TikTok, go check it out. She's got some absolutely wonderful TikToks. Congratulations to you, Nikki, being a champion in the general debate. Just kicking ass. Speaking of the general debate, call sign Sunshine here. Love seeing that. Let's keep going through here. A couple other ones here. I've got Dr. Meg's call sign Quinn. Journaling daily has been the goal, which I very much appreciate and I'm excited about. So salute to you, Megs, and also thank you for all the work that you do for Action Rewind. Drew and I've got an Action Rewind coming up this week, and Meg's always providing incredible stats, and I appreciate you being part of this one. I shouted out Lucas already. Kyle Coppin, who's cutting soda. That's a great one. Honestly, I drink a lot of Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi, and I love it, but I do think that cutting it... So generally speaking, when somebody cuts soda, the reason somebody cuts soda, right, is because it's a sugar thing. But if you cut diet soda, it's like kind of a different thing. It's probably like for my teeth, for your teeth, for your just like general body health. Because I've heard the fake sugars in sodas is actually pretty bad for you. But call sign Sunshine here, showing out about Diet Coke. Look, man, I love it. I drink a lot of Diet Coke and a lot of Diet Pepsi. I usually buy 6 of each when I'm at the store. I love them both. But I think it's a very admirable goal, and I think it's one that's really healthy, and it will make you happy if you can stick with that goal. So I like that a lot, Kyle. John Lestrina, call sign # Ladies Night, who has been sticking with this now since we started. So a few weeks ago when I started, he jumped on board right away. So John's been sticking with no fast food, playing bass every day, and he kind of has one about buying coffee for work, that he wants to start making coffee, and I like all those goals, because again, the thing that I think is so cool about a lot of these goals is they're localized and they're accomplishable. So they're little micro decisions in your life, and I think there are certain sort of truisms that I think most of us as people look at our lives and think about, and it's like they're not very many of them, right? Like the sort of like little affirmations that you say out loud to yourself. And I think we all sort of feel the same way, like I want to be happy. I think most people want to be happy. I want more money than I have now. So if you're like a multi-billionaire, maybe you don't feel that way, but I think most of us would like to either save more money, make more money, something, right? Like greater investment, whatever, something to do financially. I think most of us feel that way. I want to feel better about myself. So I think for a lot of people, like some people will kind of channel that feeling into like a fitness goal. Some people will think of it as a visual thing. They want to fit into their favorite pair of jeans. Some people will literally just think about it in terms of when I get up and I put my clothes on, I walk out in the world, I want to feel better about myself. Like I want to feel good. I want to feel confident. That can come from a lot of places. But again, these truisms I think are pretty standard across the board for most people. There are some, like I want acceptance. Maybe that's like a friendship or a family thing, relationship. But there aren't that many variations on the real core, the root of what we all want. And so I think it's interesting when you see the goals people are setting, because for the most part, those goals are about trying to achieve a level of fulfillment in a small way. So that's why I bring it up, because John Lestrini here, where it's like, quit buying coffee. If that's a few bucks a day, if it's a few bucks a day when you can make it at home, you may look back on that decision you made that one time when you set this goal, and you might look back in 10 years and realize that was the tipping point. That was the domino where you started to just like view the money you were spending, the way you were doing what you were spending it on slightly differently. And maybe that was a life-changing moment. And that's why I think these little goals are great. So, Call sign bar tab here, my friend Jake, who his goal I really liked. It was a screen break for an hour every day. The screen time is something I think a lot of us fall victim to, and I really like the idea of backing off of that, because I looked at my screen time the other day and it's fucking crazy. I spend so much time on my phone, or if it's not on my phone, I spend so much time looking at a screen like this. So I definitely think there is an opportunity to not do that. Am I blurring in and out for you guys, by the way, or am I in focus? Because it looks good now, but for a second there it looked like I was blurring. Yeah, let's see. Look at the chat here. I'm gonna keep reading these in a second here. People talking about their favorite sodas. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. Let's see here. Continuing through here. Jeff Alterman, call sign quiz show here. Yeah, big difference between the sugars and aspartame for how to diet from them. Yeah, I have heard that the diet sodas are just as bad for your metabolism and like retaining weight actually as regular sugar, but they do a different thing. I have heard that, but I don't know. At the Helm Media, Tony here. So I've switched to mostly sparkling water, and it's better than I expected. Yeah, man. I think that that what you put in your body thing is a big one that I think a lot of people focus on for a good reason. Alex the Great here. These little goals will help accomplish larger goals. Totally. I couldn't agree with you more, Alex. Alterman just sent in his third goal. Love that. Love to see that, man. Continuing through here. Patricia Carrasco, to everyone who's making fitness goals, remember that rest the body is important too. I have a day of rest in my routine every week. Yeah, I definitely think it's important to get the rest, to let your body to let your body recover. It's super important, because that kind of exhaustion can cause you pain. You can hurt yourself, and then that's really hard. That's the hardest part about any kind of fitness goal, is when you're really rocking and rolling, you're feeling like you're changing, and then you get hurt. That's the thing. For me, I lost a bunch of weight last year. The first part of the year, I lost 30 pounds. I was feeling really good, kind of going into the spring, summer. And as I was getting into the fall, I was getting into July, August, September. I was like gaining a little weight back, but I was still feeling pretty good. And then my back surgery happened, and it was like the back surgery into COVID. I basically had a couple months after the surgery where I was a little bit ready, but I still couldn't really work out yet. And I finished my rehab, and literally within 3 weeks, COVID hit. And so I had to start doing something at home, because that was the only thing I could do. So, and also a big shout to CJ Robinson, obviously, because it's a very similar surgery, and I know how tough the rehab is there. It's maddening. It's maddening. So continuing through our list of people to shout out here, because I want to make sure that I get to everybody here. Aaron Hutchinson sent in a goal, and I don't have it written down here in front of me, but I am... For some reason, I thought I had a confirmation from Aaron. I thought it was a really good goal, and I wanted to shout out Aaron, but I don't have it in front of me. So, a big salute to you, Aaron, for being part of the program. I think think you're sticking with it. I don't know why I think that, but Charlotte Gherkin here, exercising every day, sending in another goal here as well. So thank you for sticking with that. Brianne Chandler, who sent me a very personal goal, but I really appreciate you sticking with that, Brianne. Always very, very thoughtful things, and congratulations on sticking with what you're doing. We got Brandy Parker, who's been sticking with it, who's now adding a third goal, and Andrew Halsey, who's been meditating and has just added another goal as well. So a big salute to all of the nerds in the Nerd Network. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this program, the 30-Day Challenge program. I'm having such a good time with. And a reminder to anybody here who's watching or listening that, if at any point in time, if anybody wants to do the damn thing and join in and be a part of this, just let me know. Send me a message. Become a patron for 1 month for $1. Send me your goal, and I'll try to keep you on track with it. And anybody who already is a patron, again, remember, you can send one in. If you haven't already, send your goal in. I'll check in on you next week. Looks like we got a Streamlabs in here from Jake Yakoveta, call sign Bartab, who's the man. When you post links in the chat, make sure you include the HTTP in front to make it clickable. Yeah. Jake, I'm not exactly good at what you'd call technology. I do my best, but thanks for letting me know, man. So that's the update for how you guys are all doing on our road to the NIS Endurance. To anybody who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, there is a metaphorical ship blasting off to the world, and Mike says Mance. Is Mance in the chat? No, he's not in the chat. Movie Mance would not be in here hanging out, would he? That'd be crazy. Anyway, so that's the goal updates. I kind of let you guys know about mine. I'm really excited about the one a day. This week we've got Mark Ellis posted on Friday. I was able to ask. I was able to ask a lot of the questions that you guys had for Ellis. So I got all the ones that were posted before I taped the interview. So that's going to post on Friday. Our next couple guests, we have to confirm a few people. There's a sports broadcaster by the name of Lindsay McCormick, who's a host of a bunch of cool stuff. She does a bunch of shows, and she's great. And I think she might be next week's guest or the week after. I'm not entirely sure which, but Lindsay is going to be doing the show at some point, which should be really fun. She's kind of all over the place and has a lot of cool shit going on. And then otherwise, we've got, I believe, Mark Andraco is going to be a guest. We had such a fun time talking that I really wanted to book. I really wanted to book Andraco for a further interview to make sure I could chat with him a little more and find out a little bit more about his life. So he's somebody that confirmed that he was going to come on very soon. My friend John Sheck, who I think I've mentioned to you guys before, I confirmed John a little while back. He's one of my favorite people. He's a great guy, really, really terrific actor, and a really, really interesting guy. Sheck, who plays Jonah Hex on Legends of Tomorrow, and he's the singer Jimmy in That Thing You Do, plus tons of other stuff over the years. John's been in a lot of really, really cool stuff. So we should be getting him on here as well. Yeah, let's see what else. Haskell, I would love to hear how you got into the industry working for Access Hollywood and more. Oh, you guys are talking about Mance, so maybe we reach out to Scott Mance and see if we can get him on the show. That'd be fun. Yeah, so that's kind of some of our upcoming guests. I'll be sure to post. I'll be sure to post in the Patreon so you guys know. Because remember, every single patron, patreon.com/nerdsinsuits at the platinum level and above gets to submit one question per guest, so we can get you guys in to ask questions and make sure that we're getting all of our people. Lots of the guests always love to have questions from you guys. I think it's one of the cooler things that we get to do. Song from the Scene is going to be returning this week. I think I know the song. During our studio diary on Saturday, I kind of went through a few of them with you guys. I played through a little bit of Kiss from a Rose, by Seal, from Batman Forever. That was a really cool one. Played through a little bit of In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel from Say Anything. That's another cool one. So there's definitely a few that are on my radar as possibles. Kind of getting ready. Under Pressure, Queen and David Bowie from Grosse Pointe Blank is another one that's kind of been on my list. So I should get one more done this week. The show has been a little more challenging, and so that kind of brings us to the next point, which is the covers. And so, when we introduced the Nerds and Suits Patreon, there was a few different things that we introduced. One of them obviously was extended content that was going to have to do with Song from the Scene. One of the things we introduced was at the Double Diamond tier, one cover a month I was going to be able to learn for you guys and perform. Early access to some stuff. And then there was some stuff with the album, right? There was going to be like signed copy, you guys being in the credits of stuff. I try to come up with something cool for every level. And what I've found is with everything I've got going on, I've had trouble with a few things. Early content has been really hard for me. So early releases, when I can, I will get them up, but it's definitely been a struggle for me to finish stuff early and on time. From Song from the Scene, I haven't been able to keep up with the schedule at all. The covers have been the hardest thing. And so what I'm going to do is everybody who's a patron this month, every single person in June and July, every cover that has been requested to this point will at some point be learned. I'll probably do something like 2 streams to perform all of those covers to make sure, because I've listened now to the songs that were requested. Like Mike Deacon had requested Still Rock and Roll to Me by Billy Joel. There's a really cool Genesis song that was requested. I think Charlotte requested that one. A great Bee Gees song by Nicki that was requested. I've had a lot of these songs on a playlist, so I've been listening through all of them, trying to kind of get familiar with the songs. It's much harder to learn a cover when you don't know the song as well. But what I have found is that the first couple I did on a stream, I didn't love my performances. I thought they were kind of lazy. I thought, like, not because I didn't put the work in, but because it's just the reality is you have to play through the song a lot of times to be able to get a solid performance. And so I'm going to be changing that tier. Because right now, learning 12 or 13 songs in a month is just too much. I've got too many things I'm trying to do at the moment well. I do not want to learn and do your request and do a bad job. That feels like such a bummer for all of us because I don't like putting out a bad product, and you guys definitely don't want to request a song and have a shitty version. So going forward after this month, everybody at the Double Diamond tier and above will still be able to request a cover. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll put out the ask the first week of the month. So everybody who's a Double Diamond nerd in the Nerd Network, you guys can all request, and I will put the list together and I'll compile and I'll make a poll. And every single patron, not just you guys at the top, but every single patron can vote on those covers. And I think the top 3 winners will be the 3 I learn and perform that month. And I'll keep note of kind of whose suggestion it was to make sure that people have a shot. So it's not just like one person's suggestion every single month. But I think this way we'll have more people that will want to hear the songs because it'll be specifically, I'll be learning the ones that the most people want to listen to. And also we can still make sure that you guys are all suggesting things and I'm aware of it. Because I don't want to take away the cover aspects. I think it's a pretty fun aspect. And I actually think, like on Studio Diary, for instance, I was like learning and performing a Taylor Swift cover on Saturday because I just think her new album is incredible. And that's one of the things we do in the Studio Diary. It's what I'm working on. So I can kind of work on that stuff with you guys. I can show you. You guys can give me feedback. And I think that's going to be the best way to do it. I will come up with another perk for the Double Diamond tier, for that $50 tier, because I understand that that's one of the biggest perks to the tier. And so I will definitely replace it with something else cool. But I have to find things I'm able to do that I can actually find the time to execute. Because it's just a lot. I put a lot on my plate with Nerds and Suits, and I'm so appreciative of all of the support you guys have thrown my way on the Patreon and just on the channel in general. But it is important to do a good job of the stuff I'm doing. So that's the update for that tier. And then as far as the early access, when I have it, I'll still do it. I think it'll be less frequent than I wanted it to be. And I do think that I'll still do the additional content for Song from the Scene. It's just we're doing less episodes of the show than we were doing before. I am going to be talking to Koi this week. It's one of the things on my list about finalizing some of the ideas for that comic book show I had talked to you guys about. And I've been talking about it for over a month now, and I'm really excited about it. Seems like a really fun thing and a great way for us to collaborate. So I think that when we do introduce the comic book show, it'll probably be once, twice a month, but there'll be a perk there that I can throw your guys' way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if a cool perk that we can offer at maybe the platinum or the diamond tier is that maybe similar to how we do a General's Bunker, maybe before Koi and I do the episode talking about the comic book, we'll do like a General Bunker type of thing where we can jump in and talk through it, kind of like a book club talk through for 10 minutes before he and I kind of go live to record the episode. That might be a cool thing. We could see about doing that. So, but yeah, that's kind of some of the updates there. You know, I mentioned the great conversation. We talked a little bit about Song from the Scene. We talked about the thing with Koi. Did talk about Twitch affiliate. Remember, go and check out twitch.tv/Ben Streaming if you guys, you know, want to kind of help grow that one, which I'm really excited about. Drew and I are going to be taking this weekend off. We've got some exclusive content we're doing for Action on Wednesday at 5 p.m. We are going to be doing the Captain's Coachella, which Lucas Shawshek asks here, is this new comic book coverage or more like exploring already released graphic novels and such? It'll be looking at old stuff. So I think the idea with the show, Lucas, and he and I have to kind of figure out together the exact format, but I think sort of the idea with the show is that there's all these really famous comic books, like super famous superhero comics. And there's so much more renewed interest now in comic books because of the last 10 years, comic book movies, and the success of the MCU. And so Koi still reads a lot of comics. And my history that you guys know is that I was like the biggest comic book fan. Like I have so much history with it. And so I think kind of going through and doing like a once or twice a month, almost like a greatest hits, of the best stuff. And that way, so Brandy here says, I really want to start getting into comics. It's just so overwhelming. Totally, Brandy. But here's the cool thing. Take Spider-Man, for instance, right? Everybody loves Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man's got, I couldn't even tell you how many comic books, unique original comic books, thousands. He's been in thousands and thousands and thousands of comics. But there's not 100 great story arcs. There's probably like 30, maybe. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And he's one of the most famous characters. So if we were to say, like, we're going to read the best 3 Spider-Man stories this month, we'll do, and Lucas says, that sounds more interesting to me personally. I stopped buying singles a long time ago and transitioned over to buying graphic novels and collections exclusively. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a business like anything else. They have to keep it going, so they have to continue releasing new stuff. And that's just, it's just like movies, right? Some stuff is good and some stuff's not. But I do think that like picking up some of the older stories and being like let's read Batman Year One, right? It's like, okay, this is responsible for the movie Batman Begins. This is my single favorite comic book of all time. I think it's the best Batman comic book ever written. And what a fun, we could read through it and we could talk about the best moments very similarly to how we Drew and I would talk about movies, like an action movie anatomy type of show, except it's talking about comic books, this page, this frame, like this is so powerful, this piece of writing, and some of the history too. And Koi is very much in that world. So that's kind of a little bit the direction I think we're planning on going. I think we have to come up with a format and some games to play to make it a little more interesting, but that is definitely a piece of content that I'm really, really hyped to do with you guys. And so I think maybe I'll fucking call Koi tonight or tomorrow and lock down the schedule so we can do our first episode, because I think it'd be terrific. And I think he's going to be a really good co-host. So we'll find a really cool way to kind of include you guys in that on the Patreon. So one more last plug here to any and everybody who is interested in joining the goal setting program. If you haven't already, go check out patreon.com/nerdsandsuits. Join at any level today. There's lots and lots and lots of perks. And if you do, send me your goal and send me a message on Patreon of what your goal is and what you want to start today. And 30 days can start today. And if you're already a patron and you haven't sent it in, then what are you waiting for? Think about something simple and set your goal and send it in. All right. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything here over in the Streamlabs and Super Chats. Let me click over here, make sure I haven't missed anything on the Patreon, any alerts, messages that are specifically relevant to what we are talking about. And we got a new Double Diamond. We have a new Double Diamond patron. I didn't even mention this. Oh, that's right. We got more patrons that signed up since last week. I forgot about this because, since the 20th, the last time we did Nerds and Suits stream, we had a bunch of upgrades. We had Doug Castle and Jeff, Doug Castle signed up with the Double Diamond tier. We had Jeff Alterman upgrade to the Double Diamond tier. We had Patricia Metz join. But starting the next day, all in the last week, Tim Miller signed up at the gold level. We have Robert Moore, who I believe just sent in his goal. So did Tim Miller, also certified at the gold level. We have Douglas Emmett, who upgraded to double diamond. Big time salute to you, Quailman, call sign Quailman, who I think just sent in his goal here. We have Amy Kohler, who upgraded to the platinum level. Big time thank you to you, Amy Kohler. We have Jake Reyes, who just joined at the certified gold level. We have Matt Nikisic, who is now certified gold. And finally, as I mentioned, we have a double diamond patron by the name of Thomas Gosselin, who joined. So I've got to add Thomas Gosselin. I got to get him in to our NIS certified diamond chat on Facebook so he can continue interacting there. But a big thanks to all the new patrons. Thank you guys so much. Again, a salute, a Ty Straighten. Yeah, all right, cool. People are talking about, comic books. Great, terrific. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much going to wrap up our Monday night stream. Just a reminder to everybody here, I will check on you and your goals next Monday. So, if you're watching this tomorrow and you're thinking about what you want to do, be sure to send in your goal. And otherwise, congratulations to everybody here for sticking with your thing and staying positive and stay awesome. And Nerds and Suits doesn't do any content really over the weekend, so I won't miss you guys there. But Action's taking the weekend off. I'm back next week, and send me a message, guys. If you have any questions, if you're feeling down, I'm here for you. So, all right, guys, thanks. Have a great night, and I will talk to y'all very soon.